Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was a video I had looked at, and just a brother was just saying that, just listening to the 5 percenters teach.
All right.
And then, he read the Messenger's books, and, he didn't see none of that, what the 5 percenters was teaching in the Messenger's books. And I thought it made me laugh too. But, I I chuckled when I seen that, because I'm like, the original 5 percenters always had the Messenger's books, in particular the Message to the Black Man. In the Message to the Black Man, you got chapters and titles that, like with our lessons. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, how could one do that? And say that they never, seen anything in the Messenger's books concerning our 120 lessons.
God, to me, you can't have 120 lessons. Not to me, to any God.
Right.
To anybody who ever was affiliated or came across the 120 lessons, the wisdom book, or whatever you want to go, you cannot understand. You can put the knowledge, but you can get the knowledge, but you can't put it to the wisdom. You definitely ain't gonna have a proper understanding without going and do the knowledge on Message to the Black Man. For one, most importantly, you will never know who is the original man without reading Message to the Black Man. You will never know who is that mystery God if you don't go to the Message to the Black Man and read part 1 and part 2, who is that mystery God. You will have no proper understanding. I would never give a God or a newborn
120 lessons.
120 lessons without giving him
those
Message to the Black Man
materials
first.
To study for exactly.
Like I said, I might give him Supreme Mathematics, Supreme Alphabet, so he can know the language.
Right, yeah.
But I would never
or 12
no.
Joules.
I'm not going deep into degrees with you if I never gave you no literature to read from the Messenger, because now it's just like I said before, you're taking the root away.
Right.
You don't even know who your father is no more.
Right.
You don't even know your history. I tell my daughter this all the time. It's cool to know Spanish. Spanish culture. It's good to know Chinese culture. It's good to know all these other cultures. But be grounded in your own. Should nobody be able to tell you your culture better than you can tell them?
True indeed.
You understand?
True indeed.
So you mean to tell me you got 120, you read these books, you don't know nothing, you didn't find anything in these books about 120 that gave you the proper understanding of 120. Where's the root? What is your root?
Yeah.
Can you explain to a newborn, can you give a newborn a proper understanding if you just give them 120 and say, is this what you're going to be doing? I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to give a newborn 120. You're not going to recommend none of those books. Theology of the Time, Message to the Black Man, Our Savior Has Arrived, none of them books. And that newborn is going to only see your seed.
Exactly.
Your seed, he's not going to be able to draw any lesson up and break any lesson down without being a scholar quoter from your mouth, because he didn't go do the knowledge himself. You understand?
Exactly.
So it's no proper understanding there.
Yeah.
So everything you did or everything the father did that wasn't right and exact, he gonna feel it's right and exact.
Yeah.
Because
I see that a lot too.
Yeah,
in the nation of gods and earths, I have to say that I see that a lot. Well, I've seen that a lot. And I remember even when I was coming up, in the nation of gods and earths, I remember one time, brothers like, we don't follow that Muslim stuff or the, Muslim God teachings or the, because I had Elijah Muhammad's books.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm reading that, but brothers is getting 120 and they reading books by Dr. John Henrik Clarke. They reading books by, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen. They reading books by, Dr. Jawanza Junkufu. They reading books by, Queen Afua. They reading books by, and don't get me wrong, all of these are beautiful scholars of ours, black scholars, but the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad tells us, I believe it's in the preface of a Message to the Black Man, I believe, that no man on this planet can teach you the wisdom, the supreme wisdom that I'm teaching you or giving you in these books or these lessons.
Knowledge is God.
No other person.
A God, one of my enlighteners said, shown to me that always stuck with me and gave me the understanding that I have today. I was everywhere when I first got my lessons.
Yeah.
I read Menu Netter.
Yeah.
I read N.G.C. Browder.
Yeah.
So I was
Browder,
everywhere. I was like, man.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to draw it up with the lessons.
Right.
So because I was everywhere.
Yeah.
He told me. He said, look, those books are good.
Right.
Put those books down. Make sure your foundation's strong
Right.
first.
That's after you are deep rooted.
Now listen to what I just said. Make sure your foundation's strong. What is your foundation? Because you got 120. 120 is not the foundation.
Exactly.
That's what you get it misconstrued. You think 120 is the foundation. No, it's not the foundation. Your roots, your roots are your foundation. I can sit here and say, well, I'm the foundation. What about my grandma and my grandpa? What about my family tree? It wouldn't be a tree without that foundation.
Yeah.
I'm just a part of the tree.
Right.
They the roots.
Right.
You understand? So at the end of the day, when they say, hey, what's your family name? Oh, my family, the Matthews, my family, the Mortons. That's my foundation. I gotta go, oh, you kin to such and such. You kin to Miss Juanita Matthews. You kin to such and such.
Yeah.
Because now they're going back to the foundation.
Right.
So if I just say, oh, my family is Michael, they're gonna be like, who your people?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You got to give them your foundation got to be strong, God. Your foundation ain't gonna be strong if I just give you lessons with no history of the lessons.
Yeah.
You gotta. That's why I said we said the last time. You gotta renew your history every 25,000 years. How you gonna renew your history?
Exactly.
How you gonna renew your history? With just 120?
Yeah. You gonna renew your history with
just
Dr.
120?
Dr. John Henry Clark.
Ain't nothing about 120 in those books. I love Dr. John Henry Clark. I read tons of his books, but ain't no 120 in there.
Yeah. I mean, and that's funny too because I remember when I learned Arabic when I was in prison, FC Alaredo, this, back in 2001, 2002, and I remember my ustas, or my professor, that taught me Arabic. I remember he said that. He said, a lot of you African Americans, he said, black Americans, they want to learn Arabic, but a lot of them don't even understand the rules of English. You speaking broken English and he was like, first you got to get deep rooted in your own language and understand your own language. Now you can branch off and learn other languages. And at first I didn't understand what he meant when he said that, but then it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Learn this and get deep rooted in this first.
Yeah.
Now it's okay. With my newborns, it's okay after a while.
Yeah.
For them to go off and read all of these other scholars but first of all, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But after
your foundation is strong.
The foundation is strong.
Yeah.
It can't be shaken.
That's why, let me tell you what happened with your foundation this week. I had experienced that with a couple of my newborns when I first, started shedding light. Thought I had the magnetic, but I was doing it the wrong way. I give a newborn 120. I didn't give him the history. I didn't give him the history on the nation. I didn't give him the history. I just gave him the history of the father, and I stopped.
And that's it. Yeah.
I didn't go further than
just like me.
You understand? So what happened was when I gave him 120, next thing you know, they read it and everything else. I even walked them through it. Next thing you know, they start doing salats, 5 salats a day. They start being Moors.
Yeah.
They start being Kemites.
Right.
They start being Nawapians. So they was everywhere because I didn't grab them and say, hold up.
Right.
Study here.
Right.
And then move on.
Right.
Don't just jump from here to here to here because it's going to confuse you.
Right.
It's going to start confusing.
And that's another point I wanted to make too, just off of a last video we did, you mentioned salaat, and I was quoting a hadith that, and this is a sahih, strong hadith, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where the Prophet went to meet with Allah and Allah told him 500 times a day is how much man is really supposed to pray. And, of course the brother didn't listen to the video that we did because it's like I made the point. How in the hell is somebody, even if you lived off in a little village somewhere in another country and you had all the time in the world, there's 5 times a day we make prayer. There's 5 prayers a day. But that would mean for every 5 prayers a day, you got to do 100. For this prayer, for Fajr prayer, you're doing 100 prayers. For Asr, you're doing 100 prayers. For Zuhr, you're doing 100 prayers. For Maghrib, you're doing 100. For Isha, you're doing 100.
Exactly.
Nobody can't do that. So obviously, salat does not mean prostration, going down, bending. It doesn't mean that.
Well, go ahead, you got to understand.
But the brother took, oh man, y'all niggas talking about prayer. I'm done with y'all niggas. Oh man.
And then the thing about it, the video wasn't about prayer. You was giving an example of what
prayer really means.
Yeah, you wasn't talking about we should pray.
Yeah, prayer is remembrance. You know, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and this is the thing back in the day, you know, the messenger, he's not making the Muslims in the Nation of Islam pray at the same prescribed times or in the same manner that the Orthodox Sunni Muslims is praying. Or they're not fasting in the same month. They're doing it in the month of December. They're not following the lunar cycle and doing it during the month of Ramadan. I mean, there's a lot that you don't understand. First of all, it's just the remembrance. That's prayer. That's your prayer. Now I can remember something 500 times a day. I can remember the black man's struggle in America over 500 times a day.
Let's go deeper than that. Let's make it simplistic. Let's give you an example. You can't pray 500 times a day. But I bet you this. When no females text you or a female give you a booty call or you see the female or whatever, you can remember how that ass looked 100 times a day. You can remember, she said to come over later on at 2 in the morning after the club.